I've had a lot of requests on how to get started with your incubator and how to hatch chicks. So that's what I'm going to be showing you in today's video, is how to hatch out some chicken eggs. So first what you'll need is an incubator. So I have an automatic one. That's the automatic thermostat and the climate control in it, and the automatic egg turner, which basically makes everything really easy to incubate chicken eggs. Helps hatch out more than a normal incubator. This is what my incubator is called. I did have an older version where it had an automatic turner, but it had the little knob you had to twist for the temperature, which meant it wasn't very accurate because it didn't have the digital thermometer and everything, so it wasn't very accurate on the temperature side, and that's a really important aspect when hatching out chicken eggs in the incubator, because it has to be pretty much exact on the temperature. So regardless what type of incubator you have, I'll show you how to hatch out some chickens, but this incubator always makes it easier. Anyone with the automatic turner, at least, which they're not that more expensive than the ones that don't have the automatic turner, which is just pretty much like a styrofoam box. I think I got this one for $120, and my one before this that didn't have all the automatic stuff on it was like $80, so it's not that much price difference, and this one works a lot better. So okay, let's get started. Here's all the heating and everything like that. Some incubators might have like a big metal rod that goes across to heat it. This is a fan system, a circulated air incubator, which I think is a lot better. And then I have this automatic turner, which if you don't, that's okay. All you'll have to do is turn your eggs every day. So this just makes it a little bit easier. Just plug these both up. And under this turner is the rack. Mine's a little dirty. It's stained the styrofoam from my last hatch. But my last hatch, I put 30 eggs in here and 23 hatched. So it's a pretty good rate. So there's a rack, and then that's what you'll sit the eggs on before they hatch. But this is the spot to fill it with water. I'd start off with about half a cup of water under there, just to get the humidity up, which the humidity should always be around 45 to 55%, because to simulate what the hen would do. You have a good hatch, so you put your water in there. I'm not gonna hatch any chicks today, but I do have a video of me doing that right here. So you don't have to set this or anything like that. You just plug it in and it'll start turning. Now with the eggs, I have some eggs here to demonstrate. These aren't eggs that would come right out of the nest. These have been cleaned and washed and everything. But the eggs you would put in there are ones that are at least, or at most, 7 days old. Because if you have any eggs that are older than 7 days, the likelihood of them hatching is not very high. So you want to get some pretty fresh eggs. You want to clean them off a little bit, but don't use any soap or anything like that. So I would usually probably fill up this incubator pretty much, but if I'm not going to, then I'd like to spread them out more. So when you're putting the eggs in here, you always want to put the pointy end down, because the air pocket is up top right here. And that's what they'll use to breathe when they hatch. So I'll just space these out since I don't have a lot. Got some white and some green, blue and brown eggs. So I always want to put the pointy end down so they can use that air pocket up top. Now before you start your hatch, you want to make sure it's always clean. And if it's brand new, then you probably won't have to clean it, but I will usually just wipe mine down with Lysol or something like that. So you have your eggs in there. You can go ahead and turn your turner on, the egg turner, Or if you don't have the egg turner, then just, I would put maybe an X on one end of the egg and an O on the other side. And then you just flip those every 24 hours to know which side you're on. And you'll continue flipping those for 18 days. And this thing, I'll unplug it in 18 days. And then you'll take out the turner or whatever you have it on. And then put it on the rack. Because a chicken egg takes about 21 days to hatch. So the last 3 days is when the chick is going to start its last development and start getting out of the shell. So I have mine on, and what you want to do is set it to 99.5 degrees. That's the ideal temperature for hatching chicken eggs in a circulated air incubator or a still air. So you can, on this one, it'll tell you what day you're on, which is helpful. It'll count up the days, and it also has the humidity control and everything like that. And the ones with the just regular thermometer on there, same with those, 99.5 degrees. That's why I don't really like to use those, because they don't really stay 99.5, but this one will make sure it is. And then these little vents here, if it, for some reason, the temperature gets way too hot or the humidity gets way too high, and open those vents. I just have these little red knobs here. I'll keep these in. I'll usually take them out the day that the chickens hatch, so it doesn't get too humid in there, because when the baby chicks hatch, it'll go up to like 90. It's all those shells hatching out. That's what you do. Just plug it up, and they'll start turning. And if the humidity drops below 45 to 55%, then you'll just add some more water in the rack. It's okay to take the lid off, make sure it's sealed properly, everything's in there. And if you have those little thermometer things that hang down, make sure they're close enough to the turner as they can be that's where the eggs are going to be for the hatch. So it's a good point there, and just keep turning them. But this thing, just make sure you don't open this too much so eggs can stay well heated. Okay, let's fast forward 18 days, and this is when you want to stop turning your eggs. I'm going to turn this off. Okay, I turned the egg turner off. So now what you want to do is take this turner out and set them on the rack. Now you would set your eggs on the rack. It doesn't matter which way, just kind of spread them out, because when they hatch, they'll need their space. So they'll be laying on their side like this for the next 3 days. It's day 18 right now, let's say. And some chicks can hatch early, maybe like 19 to 20 days. Some can hatch late, up to 24 days. So sometimes they differ, but mainly the majority of the eggs are going to hatch on day 21. And once they hatch, just let them be there for about 24 to 36 hours until they look like the fluffy chicks you see at the store or on the internet. And then you can put them in a brooder, which will be like an okay space, probably like 5 by 5 feet, just with some shavings and water and chick feed in there. And you can get your chicks all healthy. So that's my guide to hatching out chicks, and the next step, I'll link it right here on how to raise your chicks, and then you can follow the next video to know how to raise your big hens.